Okay, so let's have a chat about this car. So firstly, thank you to my subscribers and to my members in particular, and also to one guy, another Gary actually, who bought me some mics to help with the audio quality outside. I'm quite often talking outside and sometimes a little bit windy, so I've got some of these, what are called dead cat mics. So hopefully you can hear me in crystal clear audio. So thank you to that, Gary. So this car, this car is registered January 2019, so it's only just 6 years old. It's done 53,000 miles, and the guy said to me, well, we're going to scrap it, and the best offer was 500 quid. I wanted a bit more, but are you interested? And I thought, well, that's an interesting conversation. So I've got a bit of a reputation for working on these Zoes and kind of knowing what goes wrong with them. And this car, so it's currently on charge. It actually starts and drives. So yeah, we are charging. I'm just going to take it off charge so we can do the diagnostics. But better unclick the charge button. It works, but it has a bit of an issue, and it is a kind of fairly major issue. So if we look on the diagnostic machine, so this car is also battery owned. So lots of Zoes have a battery lease, but this one is battery owned. Actually, funny story, because when the guy bought it, he was told it was battery owned, and then he started getting letters and stuff about the battery lease, and he talked to the dealer where he got it from, and they said, yeah, and basically they paid off the battery lease. So it was actually battery lease, but then it became battery owned because the dealer who sold it messed it up. Right, so if we look at the list, so it's got a few codes. Zoe's always have a few, actually. That hasn't got that many. The one in the EVC, the main EV ECU, is just a consequential code. In this PEB, which is the motor controller, so that's the thing that's taking the battery positive negative power from the main battery and making it into three-phase AC to drive the motor to make the car move. It's got an issue. Rotor position sensor circuit. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, this car literally starts and drives. We can move. I just need to move my diagnostic machine out the way. Yeah. We can move forward and backwards. We did move. I don't know, it didn't show on the display, but we did move. But yeah, like no faults, but it did break down. So a rotor position sensor circuit. So what is that? So basically, inside the motor, I can actually show you. I've got one here. So this is a motor from the same type of Zoe. This is actually one I've got for this car, which is in bits. So on the end of the motor shaft, this is the output shaft that goes into the reduction gearbox. And there's a sensor here, and you can see all those coils, and then you can see that metal ring. Probably if we go down a bit, get the right angle. So you should see a gap here below those coils, and hopefully you can see that getting closer and further apart. You see that kind of just dropped away. You can't see the metal, and then the metal comes back in. So there's like a metal oval, and that reflects the signal, the sine wave from those coils, and reflects it back, and then it's picked up again. So the motor controller is sending a signal, and it needs to know the position of the motor because it'll fire these phases. So there's wires around the other side of the motor where the power is sent. And the power, actually I can show you on this one because I was using this for a demo at the weekend for a trade event. But yeah, so it puts power down these wires, the stator wires, and then that makes the rotor turn. But if it doesn't know the position of the rotor, then it doesn't know when to fire these, and it's really finely controlled. It has to know that position. So for some reason, the car is not able to detect the position of that sensor, the position of the rotor using that sensor under some conditions. So not a lot of garages kind of will get this deep into EVs. I've kind of got into the Zoes quite a bit. It is getting better, but the issue really with that car is that he couldn't find a local person who knew all about it or didn't have the confidence. Part of the issue is parts price. So a motor like this from Renault is £3,500 new. They do recon ones, but they're still £3,000. If you want a motor fitting by Renault, replacement motor, they're going to charge you £6,500, which is just insane basically. And it would write that car off even though it's 6 years old. This is a motor I've bought from a salvage yard for this black Zoe. getting good motors can be difficult because they can have various issues with the bearings. But yeah, this one is nice low mileage. It's a fairly recent one, only a couple of years old, which is kind of what you want, basically. You don't want to be putting an old one in if it's an unreliable component. They can have issues with the bearings. Obviously, this one's nice and silent. That white car doesn't make any noise, but I've seen it where they have issues with the bearings, and that affects that rotor position sensor. Because the distance is what it's measuring, you can imagine if there's wear in the bearings and this shaft can move up and down, it's going to affect the distance, which is going to affect the reading of where the car thinks that rotor is, the rotational position. So yeah, that car doesn't make any noise. So we could have an issue, maybe the signal is dropping out, maybe there's interference on the signal. There was a Renault bulletin about some interference with the signal, but I've never seen it, but I guess they must have. But yeah, it needs stripping down, it needs the motor checking, and it's really disappointing, to be honest. It's 53,000 miles, it's only just 6 years old, and that's rubbish. That's absolute crap. And people sometimes say, when I point out these faults, oh, you're giving EVs a bad name. I'm not giving EVs a bad name. Bad EVs are giving EVs a bad name. If you don't like it, send a letter to Renault or something and tell them the cars are rubbish. Because they're not that bad. They just have a few annoying issues, and when it's the motor, it is annoying. The really annoying thing about Zoes is the batteries are bulletproof. Very, very, very few of them fail. But then you have annoying AC compressor issues, motor issues. So what that car needs is, it basically needs this, which is stripping the whole front end off, taking that stack out, stripping it all apart, so you've just got the motor sat on the floor, and then you can look at it like that one, inspect that sensor. We could test the signal before we take out the stack. But yeah, so I paid the guy 750 quid for this car. So that's got a 40 kilowatt hour battery in it, which has done 53,000 miles. It's a ridiculous one where like some of the parts equals the whole. Well, it's like the sum of the parts is far more than I paid for this car. This car was in Aberdeen, but it was even worth the truck to get it to Essex, because it was just a good price. It's my kind of thing. Lots of places won't touch it. To get a garage to put a new motor, let's say it is a mechanical issue with the motor, even at an independent garage, they're going to have to find a motor. It needs to be low mileage. It needs to be a good one. You don't want to spend a lot of time and money putting in one that's no good. And we know they can have a few issues. So you're going to be spending 1,000 to 1,500 potentially on a motor. Then you've got to do the fitting. Fit a motor on one of these is about 12 hours to do that whole job, where you take the stack out, take the front end off, take the stack out, dismantle it all, swap the motor over, and then rebuild it again. It's about 12 hours labour. You could be into 2,500, maybe 3,000. With a car like that, like this, yeah, that might be worth it. But you've got to find a garage who's willing to do that. They've got the confidence to do it. And not every garage will. Potentially, maybe there's less of them in Scotland, and that's why it's an issue. But yeah, crazy. But once that car's done, we'll get this one in and see what it is, see what the actual fault is. But yeah, there you go. 6 years old, just 6 years old, 53,000 miles, and the guy was going to scrap it. I mean, it's criminal, really. It is fixable. You've really just got to know. You've got to know how to fix it, and then you've got to be confident with the parts you're buying. You could get a second-hand motor from Renault, but you're still spending £3,000. That'll make the repair probably 4.5, 5 grand, which is quite a lot at the end of the day. I mean, what's the value of this car? Hard to say. You can pick up, so from 2020 onwards, they put in a bigger battery, the ZE50, and you can pick up one of those for about 8-ish, maybe 8.5. So there's no way it can be worth that much. But is it worth 7? So spending £5,000 on it would be a bit insane. Is it worth that much? I don't know. I don't know, but it is ridiculous. It's got to go back on the road. It's a great car. It's battery owned. And yeah, I will sort it out. I haven't got a motor ready for this one. I don't know whether it's going to need a motor. So I think we'll get it out and have a look at it first. And then if we have to order a motor, we don't have to cross that bridge when we come to it. Yeah, occasionally I'll order motors just, when I see good ones, because they're not always available. But yeah, it could be an issue with the controller, could be an interference problem, but highly likely there's a little bit of wear, or could be rust. You can see that ring has got rust on it, and with that position being crucial, rust on there is not ideal, is it? So I'm going to change that ring before I fit this motor, because we don't want that causing an issue. So yeah, even this one is a really low mileage, quite a new motor. I can't see the date on it. One moment. No, it only says the date. Oh, it's a 2021. So there you go. Yeah, so this is just 4 years old, 3.5, 4 years old. I mean, that's got quite a bit of rust on there. Not good. So yeah, I'll fit a new one of those rings. Yeah, and get that in that car. But yeah, crazy. Let me know what you think. It is kind of concerning that these things can just happen to a car that is so young. Yeah, there you go. Apparently, when the truck went and picked it up, the lady was quite sad, really, about her little car going. She really liked it. They are really nice cars to drive. And yeah, the batteries are really reliable. Just the really annoying thing is that they have a few of these issues. The annoying thing really is that Nissan Leafs tend to be quite reliable apart from the batteries, and Zoe's have bulletproof batteries and have several other issues. Very annoying. There's a good car in amongst all of them, but yeah, this car will get fixed. It'll get back on the road, and there's no way that should be scrapped. But yeah, just a bit of a crazy story, but yeah, another interesting project for me. So I hope that's interesting. Any questions, drop them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you later. Cheers.